Marketplace with Charles on an 11-day tour of the Holy Land. Take the route Israel traveled to the Promised Land, cross over the Red Sea, and float on the Dead Seas, the lowest point on earth with amazing healing properties. Experience the vibe of Jericho and cruise on the Sea of Galilee to Capernaum, the hometown of Jesus. Visit the pools of Bethesda, Nazareth, Bethlehem, and many more. Walk where Jesus walked and see the Bible come alive. If beautiful memories and an enriched spirit is what you are looking for, then join us in taking Jesus to the marketplace. For more information, call us on +27 72 123 0078 or email israel@artofskincare.co.za.
Welcome to Marketplace with Charles, where dreams are turned into reality. Marketplace is brought to you by Art of Skincare, the company that brings out the inner beauty in you, as well as Kuisa Lodge, situated in the deep heart of Mabalingwe Nature Reserve. I am Charles Ngobeni. On Marketplace, we empower and equip you with tools that you need to achieve your entrepreneurial dreams. Each week, we'll bring you insight from experts in different fields of business, from men and women of faith. On today's program, we'll meet a professor of practice in corporate governance, crisis management, and forensics. Welcome, Professor Peter Goss, with me in your home, your house, your hotel room, or wherever you may be watching these episodes from. Well, stay tuned for some more valuable adding information. Prof. Goss is an MD of Peter Goss Pty Limited, who will treat this subject of corporate governance lessons for SMEs that you do not want to miss. As a resident professor, I will hand over the reins of this entire program for the day to him. And from today going forward, we are going to have him regularly to make sure that we have a professor in the house. Prof. Goss, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Charles. So the fundamental topic of discussion today is the subject of corporate governance for SMEs. To a large extent, most SMEs will take the posture that corporate governance is a topic for large corporates. That's really quite a misnomer, a misunderstanding of the concept. If you're running a business venture, be it formal or informal, at some level you will need to give it some order, structure, and discipline. Important about order, structure, and discipline is to make sure you settle on the fundamentals for your business. Most people are of the opinion that a business equals a registered company. Registering a company is not a business. A business is the following. 1, sitting down and crystallizing your thoughts about what exactly you want to achieve in embarking on the path of entrepreneurship as an SME. What does this mean? This means sit down and crystallize for yourself what is the core purpose of what you're trying to do. Now, most of us will conclude very quickly that the core purpose is to make money. No, it is not the core purpose. Because if the core purpose was to make money, you will make money for a short time and stop making money. For example, be affected by a crisis like the COVID-19 crisis. The COVID-19 crisis should not be such a blip on your business screen that it destroys your business. If it destroys your business, we must challenge the core purpose of the business. If you had a core purpose that set out the following: I want to provide something. We call that a product or a solution. Number 2, those who need this product or solution are the following parties. The value this product or solution will give those parties is not, for example, Charles, skincare products, giving you a good, beautiful skin. What you could say is that skincare products give you a beautiful skin, but also make you who will be made to look more beautiful, more appealing in other markets. So we provide skincare products to open up opportunities for you beyond your physical appearance. So it's important that we understand purpose. So purpose of your skincare business, for example, your particular one, Charles, I would hope, is about helping people look beautiful so that they can progress and grow. Through one characteristic, their physical appearance. But there are other characteristics that must complement that. So purpose is about setting out what will my business achieve for the long term. We refer to that as long-term sustainability. So long-term sustainability cannot come to your business if you don't crystallize at the day you start thinking about having a small and medium enterprise. If you don't crystallize product, you don't crystallize long-term sustainability objectives, you don't crystallize value proposition. Skincare, we will make you look beautiful so that you can look more appealing for other opportunities. What do we do ultimately? We help people build opportunities. We don't give people skincare products. So it's important to think long-term purpose. So my business, for example, is a corporate governance specialist consultancy. So one would think that what we do at the core is we simply offer organizations corporate governance solutions to enhance their corporate governance. So to what end? If A was the answer, we have no business. We're offering off-the-shelf items. No. We help you build long-term value through having the correct corporate governance structures and systems that make your clients see that you're a good partner to partner with into the future, and on a macro level, enhancing corporate governance in the country, which in turn enhances the following: opportunities for employment. So corporate governance, don't misunderstand, is not only about corporatized business. It's about giving structure, order, and discipline to your business venture. Be it an SME, be it a large corporate, be it a SMME, small, medium, micro enterprise. Micro often refers to businesses that are more informal than formal. So there's no business venture that will ever succeed if it had no long-term purpose in mind. So first and foremost, get the fundamentals of your business in place. And that first fundamental is a product is not a business, nor is a registered thing, a registered entity, a registered name alone a business. Stemming from there, Charles, once you've put together, crystallized in your mind, what is the core purpose of your business? The next thing to do is put together around your business what we call a business model. A business model, again, sounds like highfalutin words, but what you don't write doesn't get done. If you don't write down this core purpose, that you can go and see it to remind you all the time, this is what I sought to do. I sought to start a small business to create employment. What I sold was incidental. By creating employment, I reduced poverty, for example. I made a minor dent on poverty by giving 5 people employment. The average SME that's formal will tend to have between 3 and 5 employees. It will tend to have a sole director, a founding director. Sometimes it can become quite formal. I mean, I gave you the example of us. We support substantial sized businesses and we're hardly 2 years old. So there's the next level. If you decide on product X or solution Y, there's a critical element for making it work. And that critical element for making it work is the element of absolute literacy about what you sell. You cannot sell skincare products if you don't understand skin. You cannot sell skincare products if you don't understand, for example, what is aloe as an ingredient in skincare products. So it's very important to read very widely about what you want to embark on this journey. It is not common sense. Business is not common sense. Business needs, I repeat, structure, order, and discipline. So I said to you, first, crystallize the purpose of your business. Secondly, crystallize your business model. Business model is how you will go about conducting your business. Fundamental element of a business model for an emerging business. Many people will talk about raising capital. I am not a big believer in the concept of raising capital as being the alpha and omega for starting a business. More often than not, we, for example, started a business without a single cent. We started our business with intellectual capital. So appreciating what value you have beyond some handout by some funding agency is important. So you've got to, and your value will come from this reading, art of reading. Secondly, the art of engaging with others who have come before you. No businessman is the first businessman. No new small, medium, micro enterprise is the first micro, medium, small enterprise. So consult widely. Do not consult somebody who is an ideas generator. We'll do that downstream. If you want to start a business and you have no conceptual sense of what you want to start, you're not ready. Because you cannot start what you don't understand yourself. You must research what you want to do, understand what you want to do, and document your means of identifying financing or capital. And you may decide, let me get a partner to back me up financially. As I said, in our case, we didn't need a partner to back us up. We had intellectual capital. So capital is not only money. Capital can also be the bare minimum intellectual capital that somebody wants to sign up to and work with you. It is very hard to raise capital nowadays for an emerging business. Most emerging businesses, in fact, with or without capital, tend never to last beyond the first founder of the business. So the first founder comes in, and thereafter you have no business left. All you have is the first founder of the business starting the business, and it collapses, it implodes when the first founder is no longer at the helm of the business. That first founder often is a sustenance businessman. What is that? Somebody who has a business just to make a salary. Be careful of that risk. That risk will lead you to a corona collapse type of business. You don't want to be involved in a corona collapse business. You want sustainability in your business. So bring in around you, part of your business model, padding around a staff member that would back you up in the early days. So most of us who run in the small and medium enterprise environment, we tend to fly solo. Then you're not thinking long-term sustainability. Then you will be so low as to stay so low until your business dies in your absence. You want to go so high. And to go so high, you need capacity. You need to build capacity around yourself. So a business model is one. Who will back me up on capital and support? What capital do I have? If you consult others widely, you will find out you actually have capital that you didn't appreciate. There's one capital every entrepreneur will have: passion and desire to succeed. That is inherent to every business person. Desire, passion to succeed, first part of the business model. Second part of the business model, what exactly do I intend to sell? What is my value proposition? What do people want that I can provide to them with certain expediency, certain efficiency, cost effectively? Can I keep that supply chain going? Can I give them that on an ongoing basis? How do I keep them mine? How do I keep those potential business partners? Be careful of the term customer. Be careful of the term a client. You're talking about business partners, in my opinion. My clients are my business partners. My customers are my business partners. Those who borrow me money are my business partners. Those with whom I network, who open doors for me, are my business partners. You want to make sure you have sound business partnerships and never let go of those business partnerships. Never stop nurturing those business partnerships. So business model, identify your solution, identify those two who would be interested in partnering with you, either as clients, customers, and other kinds of support that you would mutually leverage. And mutual, remember that word. Mutual is when you want to start a business, remove from your mind, I'm a taker. Put in your mind, I'm a giver and a receiver. Give to get. But if you just come and say, give me money, nobody's going to give you money. If you just come and say, give me business, Mr. Customer, nobody's going to give you business. Show your value.
Wow. This is a mouthful that the professor is saying here. You know, I'm always and all the time confronted with a lot of people who come to me. They say, Charlie, I've registered as a CC. I need money. I think the professor put it in a nice way. A CC is not a business. A PTY is not a business. Well, more still to come after the break.
Join Marketplace with Charles on an 11-day tour of the Holy Land. Take the route Israel traveled to the Promised Land. Cross over the Red Sea and float on the Dead Seas, the lowest point on earth with amazing healing properties. Experience the vibe of Jericho and cruise on the Sea of Galilee to Capernaum, the hometown of Jesus. Visit the pools of Bethesda, Nazareth, Bethlehem, and many more. Walk where Jesus walked and see the Bible come alive. If beautiful memories and an enriched spirit is what you are looking for, then join us in taking Jesus to the marketplace. For more information, call us on +27 72 123 0078 or email israel@artofskincare.co.za.
Welcome back to Marketplace with Charles. I am still sitting here with a resident professor, Prof. Peter Goss. Prof, take it on.
Thank you. So, Charlie, in our last segment, what we were discussing is the concept of getting order, structure, and discipline going in your business. First and foremost, have a core purpose for your business. And as I said, core purpose is not about how much will I make. Core purpose is about who will I build value for. Therefore, how will that help me build sustainable value for the long term? Secondly, we discussed an aspect of a business model, which is crystallizing your solution and building critical networks. You made a very good point at the close of the last segment, and the point you made was the handout culture. The average SME startup is inclined to think somebody is waiting there to fund them. Well, most of us who've gotten businesses going have built value ourselves. And the way to do that is to network, identify key players that you can partner with to get your business going. Now, I'm not talking about signing up your brother or your sister or your cousin as a business partner. Get somebody that can improve, enhance the value you believe you have. Do not partner downwards. Partner upwards.
Someone who will add value.
Partner with someone who has what you don't have. People tend to partner with like or less. Partner with more. You partner with less, you will get less. You partner with like, you will get like. Do you need to duplicate yourself? Maybe in the long term. For the short term, what you want to do is solidify more. So solidify what you have to offer. And then consider whether or not you need to venture into the issue of partnering. I'm not a big supporter of partnering. Over my career, the last 20 years, I've been involved in leadership in multinational firms, and there were partnerships. I was in a partnership that was made up of over 260 partners. Well, reality check. Is that really a partnership? Or is it just a bunch of guys giving themselves titles called partner and director? So one has to be very careful about creating false narrative, false positives. So in that partnership of 260 partners, believe it or not, it simply equaled 260 different people running 250 different companies. So in a large partnership, a multinational partnership, a local national partnership of that magnitude, each partner has a business within the partnership. You add that up, 260 times 10 million each. That's how you work it out. You don't simply say 260 is a partnership. We're all sitting on our laurels and our 4,000 staff are doing work for us. No, we are slogging. So be careful of partnerships that are not going to enhance your value proposition. People want to form partnerships and they haven't crystallized for what end. Yeah. So that's another thing to think about in your business models. Will it be a partnership or will you progress alone? I recommend that you find a right-hand man, literally, a right-hand partner, who is not a partner per se, but an employee that you will develop with the promise possibly of equity in your business or with the promise of I will look after you and whatever your needs are. And most people's needs for the short term tend to be financial recognition. Take care of that financial recognition, reward that person well, and you can release that person to the role of operating officer looking after your business while you go out and build relationships in the market. We don't know where that employee will take you over time, but it's a very important element for an SME to consider. So the business model must also consider structure, in other words, a little policy framework. How will I go to market and secure new customers? Let's call that for a moment, business partners, of course. Customers, clients. I, for example, enjoy public speaking. So my go-to-market approach is through public speaking and academia. I enjoy public speaking and I enjoy teaching. So guess what? When I teach X number of students per annum, that's the potential number of business partners I have per annum. So I scale my capacity to go to market widely by meeting more people all at once. I speak before forums that could range from 20 people to 200 people to 1,000 people. So you scale yourself by trying to address larger audiences more frequently. The larger the audience, perhaps once a quarter is your speaking. So another thing I do in my business is I try to do media commentaries. So over time, I've developed a capacity to establish networks and give commentary about governance matters. What's the lesson here? Own your subject. Own your space. If it's skincare, get your name out as the skincare guy. If you're the governance guy, get your name out that they see, Mr. X, the governance guy. Madam Y, the skincare lady. So make sure that you establish some kind of brand identity. 9/10 of your image will be perception. In other words, 9/10 of your brand will start by being perception until you fill that pot of what your true brand is. So most people will never taste what you can do. They will see signs that you look like you do it well. So products, solutions, other services, one needs to be careful to get out there and market, network, communicate your products, solutions, and services. The more you communicate, the more those who haven't tasted you will get the impression that you do it. If you're in the right kind of media, like social media, I prefer professional social media. I'm not a big believer in social media. For example, I use a platform on the web that, and you're welcome to write me about this. I use a platform on the web that opens up relationships across the world. I found myself in Kenya. I found myself in Southwest Africa, well, now called Namibia, Swakopmund for 5 days just to speak for 1 hour for a decent fee. Of course, every move must equate to income. Some moves must be, you must see the future of the move. So what most people do in the business model is they make more moves than they can turn into revenue. You should make fewer moves and more revenue, not more moves and less revenue. So you must time your moves because your resources are constrained. You must focus your moves. This is the other part of your business model. It must be focused on what space you want to own. Even if you're selling sugar beans, become the sugar beans lady. If you decide I'm going to be involved in selling insurance, make sure you become that insurance guy. So be careful that you don't become too general, but more specific. Once you have specificity in your brand, in your image, in your profile, people will gravitate towards you because you become a topic of discussion. Encourage discussion about your business. Alongside this business model, a new business venture, you sleep less than a mature business venture. Reconcile that fact.
Yeah.
Younger people in business today, I worry about. They want to have work-life balance, but they haven't even balanced the scales. When the scales are up, you can have work-life balance. When you're starting, you must prepare to slog. You must prepare to have a Saturday 6 o'clock in the morning meeting if that's how you read the business partner you want to deal with likes to meet. I historically have always loved being a 4:35 a.m. person in the morning. You want to have a meeting with me? Let's do breakfast at 6:30. We open the earliest breakfast place in town. That's just my choice. Yeah. Other people's choice, let's do it at 9, but you'll find me at 1 in the morning, still working, not me. Me, 9:30, tools down. So very important that you make sure you put in a hard day's work in getting your business going at infancy. There is no work-life balance in a new business, not unless you're sitting with a huge nest egg from which you started your business. And most of us come from less than a nest egg. Most of us start with 0. When you have 0, you can't rest 0. You rest when you have. When you don't have, you don't rest. When you don't have, you hustle. So get your hustle on early on. And the hustle I talk about here is the hard work hustle. Hard work hustle. Not the con hustle, not talking too much hustle, not selling concepts hustle, not over-innovating hustle. Get your core hustle going. What is your core hustle? I'm good at this. I tout this until I realize it cannot work, and then I tout something else. But if you keep moving around and you move the deck chairs, people will spot you and say, we are chancer. We don't want chances. You want to focus your business model, Charles.
Prof, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, you are a resident professor. We are going to see your face regularly. What will be your parting words, and if people need to interact with you, how do they do that?
So my parting words, Charles, we were talking about towards the end of our session now, the issue of having a well-structured business model. My advice is Google the concept business model. You'll get a number of ideas of what should be inside your considerations for a business model. So I'd say go onto Google and locate the structure of a business model and the structure of a core purpose. You're welcome to pop me a note at pg at petergoss.co.za is the place to locate me going forward. Thank you, Charles.
Any materials?
Materials you'll find at www.petergoss.co.za. www.petergoss.co.za.
And I'm Charles Ngobeni signing off on Marketplace with Charles. You can get hold of me on all forms of social media. Well, God bless you. See you next time. Same channel.